Hello and welcome to another episode of Disney Movie Investigation. If this is your first time watching, welcome to the show. In each episode, we take a look at a movie that is featured on Disney+. On this episode, we are taking a look at a cult classic as we take a look at the original Buffy the Vampire Slayer starring Kristen Swanson and Luke Perry. And if you are enjoying these videos, I do ask that you please hit that subscribe button. That way you'll be notified with each new episode. But for now, sit back and enjoy this episode of Disney Movie Investigation. So like I said, today we are covering Buffy the Vampire Slayer. This movie was released on July 31st, 1992. It was directed by Fran Rupal Kuzia, and it was written by Joss Whedon. The production companies were Sand Dollar Productions and Kusi Enterprises. It was distributed by 20th Century Fox. With a budget of $7 million, it did a box office return of $16.6 million. But let's take a look at the production. So the movie was taken from an idea from Joss Whedon in a response to classic horror movies where the cheerleader is always depicted as the dumb blonde. Whedon would sell the script to Dolly Parton's production company Sand Dollar in 1991. And unfortunately, this film had a rush production schedule as the film had to be shot in 5 weeks to accommodate Luke Perry's schedule on Beverly Hills 90210. Filming would occur in and around Los Angeles, and Whedon would actually be brought onto the set as an advisor, but was dissatisfied with the direction that the movie was taking. Executives at 20th Century Fox removed a lot of Joss Whedon's dialogue as the executives thought that the humor was too abstract. They also removed darker elements as they were looking for more of a light comedy. An example of something that they removed is the original climax of the film had Buffy burning down the high school to kill all the vampires. So this would lead Whedon to leave the set in protest, and he was also stating that he had a problem with Donald Sutherland, who was notoriously improvising all of his lines. But let's take a look at the cast that we got. So we have Kristen Swanson, who plays Buffy Summers. Luke Perry plays Oliver Pike. Rutger Hauer plays Lathos. Donald Sutherland plays Merrick. Hilary Swank plays Kimberly Hanna. David Arquette plays Benny Jones. Stephen Root plays Principal Murray. And Paul Rubens plays Amlin. In terms of the plot, Buffy Summers is an airhead cheerleader who is chosen by Merrick to defend the world from vampires. When Merrick first informs Buffy that she is the chosen one, she thinks he is crazy, but strange things begin to happen. First, Buffy's friend Cassandra and many of the other kids in her school turn up missing and are later found dead, with bite marks on their necks. After many strange occurrences, Buffy then realizes that those bite marks were made by vampires and that they are really out there. She comes to the horrifying truth that she may be the chosen one. So in terms of a legacy for this movie, a film soundtrack was released on July 28, 1992. Whedon, through his difficult struggles, would ultimately reboot the franchise with the Buffy the Vampire TV series 5 years later. I'm not going to go much into the detail of the TV series because I'm going to do a separate video on that one because there is quite an interesting history with that. Whedon would insist, though, that the series would be darker and did not reflect the events of the original movie. A graphic novel of Whedon's original movie script would be published by Dark Horse Comics in 1999. And in 2009, it was actually rumored that there were talks of rebooting the original film with a possible remake. The film would not be connected with the TV series, but would reflect more of the original movie. Whedon fans were upset that the new version of the story would not involve Whedon at all. And Sarah Michelle Gellar would actually go on to quote that playing Buffy, Sarah Michelle Gellar, who was Buffy in the TV series, would weigh in, saying that that is the dumbest idea she'd ever heard of to involve a Buffy movie without Joss Whedon. So, would I recommend this movie? First of all, I'm not going to compare this to the TV show. They are two totally different things. This movie is a great idea, but it was executed very poorly. You can see the idea of the comedy that Whedon was attempting to tell, but the way they executed didn't come off as funny, it came off as just dumb. A perfect example of this is the death of Amlin, played by Paul Rubens. It comes off as silly and it takes away from the rest of the scene, and it's one of the climaxing moments. So it unfortunately is just so underwhelming. The other problem is the character development. The character Buffy starts off the movie as a self-centered cheerleader, and the movie attempts to say that Buffy has the change, and that has to change, and now that she is the chosen champion of the fight against the vampires. Unfortunately, this is often rushed, and the audience is not given a reason to really get behind Buffy, or to have the audience really care about what happens to Buffy. Overall, I would not recommend this because unfortunately it comes off as rushed and not have any type of character development or story development. I would stick to the TV series, which did come off as a lot better. So thank you so much for joining us here on Disney Movie Investigation. I would invite anyone to please weigh in on what they think of the original Buffy the Vampire Slayer movie. And as we look forward to our next episode, we're going to be taking a look at a movie based on a popular Disney attraction as we take a look at the original Haunted Mansion movie starring Eddie Murphy and Jennifer Tilly. So until next time, I hope you have a magical day, and we will see you real soon.